Wagwan, everyone. Welcome to the Late Night Phovcast, the podcast you never knew you needed. I'm your host, Bam Bath, and tonight we'll be discussing a few things including self-growth, Netflix versus TV and films, and the greatest villain of all time. But before we get into any of that, we have the greatest co-host on planet Earth, Van Helsing lover, one sister and one brother, Melisandre's grandmother. Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Brooks! Cheers! Brooked up. Alright, we're back. We're back in the thing. So, yeah. Hello.
Hi.
We're back.
I wasn't expecting that.
That was a good one.
I'm very impressed.
I always bring Melisandre up, but red hair, don't care. All of that business has to be used. But yeah, we're back in the set where we first recorded as. We flipped around. We've got rid of the excess chairs. And there's a little backdrop. Ignore the backdrop. I think that clock stopped working, so this is not accurate to the time that is there. But anyway, so yeah, just before we get into the podcast, please like the video. Do you want to tell them?
I mean, you can if you want to.
And if you don't like the video, at least dislike the video. Thumbs down or thumbs up.
You don't have to do that.
Give us one of them, at least. I just want reaction. If you dislike it, then, the bare minimum. Just tell us. But yeah, thank you for everyone that's tuned in so far. I mean, the YouTube numbers are doing quite well. Organic reach has been fantastic. And thank you for the people here and there who have been sharing. I think word of mouth is more powerful, though. I think people just know us and want to tune in and it. So. Love that. Thank you very much. So yeah, hope everyone's gassed about more consistency because this is the third episode. Third. I think it's the third one. Third one we've uploaded. Could be fourth.
I think it is fourth. Just as you
the fourth one we've uploaded was the third one we've done since we've come back. Yeah, makes sense. This is what happens when you're out the game for time. Hopefully this is the set now. So if we do things in person, this will be the set. And then if not, we'll unfortunately have to do it over fucking, what is it? Zoom. Hold tight Zoom though, it's been doing it. And then yeah, there's no Yeet Mountain results, unfortunately.
Thank God.
By the time this comes out, we would have got the results. So hold tight whoever won that. Cheese!
Oh, I wonder who it's going to be.
Yeah, go on Insta. Tell us who you think's win. It was out of green bell pepper and reckless drivers. So yeah, please let us know. But yeah, we'll just start.
Comparison.
I know it's just so far off.
You know what? I don't care.
No. What have we established about Yeet Mountain? I haven't got a Yeet Mountain this week. Oh no, I have actually. I just decided it. So listen, it's personal pet peeves. Yeah. There is no right or wrong answer. If you come on this, I don't want to hear some legit thing we should be angry about because we're trying to take you away from that. You get me? You're here.
Yeah, it's like personal things.
It's not.
This
is how you get a deeper dive into our minds. Yeah. But yeah, we'll jump straight into it. So, first topic on today's agenda is self-growth. So, why we're talking about this today is because I think at the start of the podcast, I explained why I wanted to do what we're doing, why we're here. This is a platform to speak openly about struggling. You get me? Overcoming those struggles. And not even overcoming, just trying to get through. So I didn't want to forget why I started this, and I don't want to go away too much from that. I can't do a deep topic every week, and that's not the intention, because this is something I enjoy doing. I don't want to bring the mood down all the time in it. But sometimes it has to get fucking spoken about in it. So that's why we're speaking about this today. And I think, recently, a few weeks ago, I had this moment where I kind of realised something about myself again. I was I rediscovered something, and I was yo, you nearly forgot that, can you believe you let life get in the way of forgetting that? I won't say what it is. It's something really basic. But I was yo, you nearly forgot what your actual goal was. And it was it's like a moment of realization. You were going to let things that happened take you away from what you've been trying to do this entire time. So yeah, I think the whole idea of me bringing this up is it's important, man. Don't ever think you're supposed to be like at the perfect place. That perfect place don't exist. Because even when you're doing really well, you're always going to think, there's another thing I have to do. Oh, but I haven't done this. And then you're in this constant battle with yourself where you're achieving something, but not appreciating what you've achieved. And yeah, I think it's tough, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the reason for the topic today. So I just want to say to all the brothers that have been paying attention and like everyone that has been watching this year, you would have heard what I said on the first one. And if you haven't, go on SoundCloud. I'm paying £10 a month for that shit. No one listens. But it's just to stack it all there, and it's all there. But if you go back and listen to episode 1, I'll talk about a bit like about myself, and you know how I've personally struggled. And I think in that, like since then, and since like all my struggle, like I don't think I'm like in some perfect position. I don't even think I'm in like a great position, but there's like an acceptance of where I am, but where I want to go. There's still a long way to go, but you know, I appreciate that and whatever. So yeah, I think this is to blow my own ego a little bit. You get me? Just to gas myself up a bit. But yeah, man, don't forget what the goal is, man. What we're all striving out here to do. We're all here. We're all struggling to do certain shit, yeah. But that's the journey, innit? That's what we're supposed to be doing. What are you saying?
So I think it's one of those things, kind of reflecting and like growing on things is always, it's always one of those things where at the time it can seem like really, really horrible, as it is going to feel. It's going to feel horrible, but it's, and until you kind of experience all those pretty nasty like thoughts or experiences, chances are you're probably never going to get anywhere in terms of like, you're never going to grow. So like sometimes I forget about it, but whenever I'm going through something that's just not particularly pleasant, I always think like, right, well, on the bright side.
Yeah, nah, but there always is.
Like, you're going to grow from this. You're going to learn from this. Even if you've made a horrendous mistake, which I'm sure we all have, you're still going to look back at that and think, like, instead of thinking, looking back at things and thinking, I wish I never did that, or I wish that could have gone differently. It sounds so cheesy, but it's like mistakes are a really good thing, and I've noticed that. I think particularly with me, I was always like scared to make a mistake, or like, I don't want to regret anything. But the thing is, like, you're just gonna have to try things out or go down different things, go down different paths.
Yeah.
You may, like, I don't know, make a friend that didn't turn out to, you know, like particularly well for you, or a partner, or a job, anything in the world. But it's going to be really, really good for you in the long run, because you'll be like, that's not what, like...
Making those mistakes is like one of the biggest learning curves.
Exactly.
You get me?
Yeah, so like when you're making these mistakes, and when you're going through something that's not great, just think like, think about just how great it's going to be when just time passes, and you just kind of look back at it and think, that was weird.
Yeah, absolutely. Like now that I look back at my shit when I went through stuff and whatever, every time I look back at it now, that shit happened, didn't it? Or like when I look back further past that, so whatever caused to get there, whatever the shit was, even looking back at that, like, yeah, I made mistakes along the way and whatever, and dealing with shit and whatever, but I accept it. I just accept that shit. Listen, I have this thing, like, if you can control it, if it's in your control, you know, try to do the best you can, yeah? And then everything else that is out of your control, I just don't think you should worry about. Like, to an extent that is, obviously, but like, it's just a lot of shit that shouldn't bother you. And I don't want 100%. It to sound like, you know, you need to be selfish and you need to be on your thing. You do need to be on your thing, but like, there's so many outside factors nowadays. Social media is like a big thing. The news is just full of negativity. Like, there's just so much shit that surrounds us that it's important. You get me?
Yeah, like, I'm a firm believer in that. I think, like, I've noticed whenever I've been my most, like, anxious is when I've tried to control everything in my life. But you just cannot do that. You can't. Like, look, like, I'm not saying don't have ambition and don't have drive and don't strive towards something. Yeah. But I just mean, like, there's only so much in your life that you can control.
Big facts.
You've really just got to let things happen.
Yeah.
And just like ride the wave of whatever.
It's literally that though.
And just like experience it, filter it. If you get upset, fair enough. Whatever. Yeah. If you don't, cool. But like,
getting upset is like a thing where you got to be like, you know what, we've got to find a way to deal with this. You get me? Like, what is the correct way to deal with it? That's personal to you. That isn't something. So like, I had people when I first started the podcast. I had people talk to me about, you know, like, oh, this is sick what you're doing because we've been through shit, whatever. And I respect that so much because I'm glad, you get me. People relate and people are like, you know what, Pav, can I talk and whatever. And I was like, yeah, man. But like, I respect it because everyone, like, whenever someone asks me for advice or whatever, like, where am I trying to go with this now? Whenever someone tries to ask me for advice, I always tell them what I did in my situation, yeah? Because I always think it's dependent on you, who you are, what you enjoy, whatever, yeah? The first thing to do is, it's how do you get through those times, yeah? So, like, I used to occupy my time as much as I could. Whether it's going out, doing shit, or sitting in a yard, playing 1,000 games of FIFA. True story. These things have to be done, in it. Occupy your mind. So that's obviously going to be dependent on who you are, and you know, whether you work or have kids or, you know, whatever your life situation is. But yeah, that's yeah, man. I just nearly forgot the goal, man. It's all about self-growth in this fucking journey, and like, I ain't gonna forget that there is a lot of times where people can struggle, and like recently, as I was saying, I nearly forgot shit on like what I'm supposed to be doing, like my journey and where I want to go. Glad I've, you know, found that once again. But yeah, just to basically, you know, say there is light at the end of the tunnel, but the tunnel is ongoing, so there is light. We're all following towards the light in it, but it is there. I went through some shit that I thought I was never going to get out of, and I did, and I've continued to grow since then. Doesn't mean I haven't been through shit since, just means I've learned how to deal with it better. Once I think you find that foundation for yourself, learn how to deal with shit, then everything that comes at you is just another test of that integrity you've built within yourself. So, yeah, man. Light is at the end of the tunnel, people. Keep striving, keep doing your thing. Don't let shit get to you too much. Because, yo, you are you. That is the most powerful thing anyone could tell you. No one else can be you. That's mad. No one can be Emily Burns. No one can be Pav and Bath. I know that for a fact. So yeah, nah, it's facts, man. It is facts. But yeah, always try to be you, and then try and be a better version of that. You get me? Do that.
Like oh man, I forgot his name. I think his name is David Goggins, right? He's like an inspirational. I think he used to be in the army, and he's quite a big character. And I watched a YouTube video once of his, and he was saying like how to become the best, but basically what he's saying, how to become the best version of you. And he said, treat every day, I think I'm saying this right, treat every day as though you've got a job interview tomorrow.
Yeah.
So think about when you've got a job interview tomorrow, like the next day. You've got alarm, early night.
Clothes are ironed.
Like, you're relaxed, clothes are out, your food is prepared, your alarms are on. Like, you know what you're doing, you've got your intention, you're determined, and you're like, I'm going to smash this. He was like, do every day like that.
Yeah.
And you're going to be...
It's true. I think...
You know, so
prepared for whatever comes at you.
Like, but it was kind of interesting because, like, I've recently started a new job. Well, kind of recently. And, like, it's really, really easy to, once you get in the swing of it, is to let yourself kind of slip.
Yeah.
Like, get up a little bit later or, I don't know, do this or do that. But sometimes you don't really feel like it. But sometimes you just need that little, like...
That boost, innit?
You know what? I'm going to do the best I can. I mean, it doesn't have to be just careers. It can be
anything.
In any... It's applicable for anything.
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'll write it. Well, yeah, that was just a small little thing. I didn't want to delve too deep into it because we have spoken about it many a times. But yeah, just always be you. And then try and be a better version of yourself. And live... Like, anyone that is struggling and listening to this, yeah, if you're going through a shit time, yeah, all I can say to you is, one day at a time, man. Just deal with that shit. I used to hate that saying. I used to think, oh, are you fucking mad? You know, there's 365 fucking days in the year, you know. But seriously, just take one day at a time and you'll be surprised how you learn to, like, endure, you know, the shit times. And then you just become more accustomed to it in terms of like dealing with it, and then once you learn how to deal with it, deal with your own shit, it just becomes nothing because you're like, you know what, I'm just over this thing. I'm just do me, and that's where we're all trying to get in it. But yeah, we'll move on to the next topic. The next one's a bit of a. It's a bit of a like a. It could be seen from both sides of the spectrum. Yeah, so we're doing Netflix versus TV and films. So the reason I'm speaking about this, yeah, is because Netflix, yeah, if you're listening, if you're watching, you're creating a bag of shit. Yeah, a bag of shit, fam. There's so many one-hit wonder seasons on your fucking platform, yeah. Listen, stop being cunts, yeah. Seriously, because we said Mindhunter was absolutely fantastic.
What was the reasoning?
There's not good enough reasoning. There isn't. So they fucking cancelled that shit, yeah. But they've brought out 30 different like Netflix originals since then. Don't get me wrong, there's a few belters, yeah, there is. But at the same time, there's so much dross. Like, there's so much shit you have to filter. And listen, I can't be asked to refine. Yeah, I can't. Listen, I've watched enough shit TV in my time, yeah, to not listen. What I've told you, man, about Game of Thrones a million times. Yeah, nothing's gonna touch that. I've already accepted that. Yeah, but I still want to watch good TV, fam, and it's not good enough. Yeah, what's being presented is insulting. It is. I'm sorry. So basically, there's two sides to this. Yeah, there's people that for Netflix and oh no, they're creating new content. They're creating new films. Whatever, yeah, they are, but they're also just a big superpower that's able to do this. You get me? But it doesn't necessarily mean it's always good.
It's, I think Netflix they've just grown so much. The whole idea of just streaming platforms has grown so much that I think they're just trying to put out quantity instead of quality, which
is never the way to go about it.
So, I mean, yeah, there's just some stuff I've watched and it's just
you can
so
see
bad.
It's cringe, isn't it?
How on earth has this been?
It's literally cringe.
But you know what? Who are we to judge? Because some people clearly like it.
Yeah.
If there wasn't any kind of market, would they cancel it? I'd hope so. So people clearly like it.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things where it's just grown so much they're just trying to pump out as much content as possible, instead of working on just a few quality
like
Netflix
6 shows, innit?
Shows or even films.
Even films. Like 6 Underground is a Netflix original, and it is fucking awful. They thought shoehorning like Ryan Reynolds. What's that guy from 21 Jump Street? He's the kid who's selling the drugs.
The kid who's Dave Franco.
Dave Franco, I always forget his name. They thought like putting these characters in, it's gonna make this like a spectacular film, and it's literally cringe and cliche after cliche.
Is it?
It really is.
I don't know.
The first like opening scene is excellent because it's like exciting. There's one character who's completely irrelevant in that scene, which it's frustrating as fuck. But besides that, yeah. The whole thing, it's just one cliche and cringe scene after another, and it is just absolutely jarring. And I think they're trying to get away with it, I actually think, because they're going to keep making shit like this until everyone starts complaining, and not enough men are saying, no, stop this shit. Unless people just are accepting this mediocrity. I'm just saying, if you lot are liking this shit that's coming out, yeah, that isn't even on me. That's not on me.
I don't know. I think it's one of those things where we just see it happening time and time again. Like, and I think it is just. I mean, I don't know much about the topic.
Yeah.
But the only thing the biggest thing that's going to be driving this is profit.
Fact.
So like.
They're trying to pump out
they're trying to pump out as much content as humanly possible that is Netflix owned.
It's like
to
a
make
blanket.
as much money as humanly possible.
It's like blanket coverage. They're trying to cover every single like target audience they can possibly get in it, and like even their algorithm suggesting shit to you, like they know what they're doing in it. Like the social dilemma is hilarious because that in itself is cussing social media, but encouraging you to stay on their platform. So the hypocrisy of that whole fucking documentary is amazing. But yeah, like I think with this, because there's so many people on Netflix. Netflix is almost like it's kind of like a staple, isn't it, for people now?
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
I remember the adverts coming out.
Yeah.
Back in the day of Netflix, and it was like
it was laughable.
So brand new, and I remember thinking, well, who's gonna buy
Who
that?
the fuck's gonna pay for that?
Me.
Yeah. no, but at the time, I was thinking, yo.
I was just like, they're not gonna have that many films on, and like,
yeah,
they're not gonna.
Fam, I was on the internet thinking, are you crazy? You know how quick I can Google search this shit? Are you mad? You'll never see me on this thing. And now I've probably been on it for the last half a decade.
Yeah.
Probably longer.
Same with Amazon Prime though.
No. See, Amazon Prime, when that first came out, I was there.
Yeah, I was there.
Because you can't beat next day delivery. How dare you do that?
I mean, it's just so. I mean, Amazon is such a terrible.
What an entity! Or what?
It's terrifying as a concept. It's like wow.
Yeah.
But next day.
Separately. Oh, you know what? We're gonna next Phovcast. We'll jump into that.
Yeah, I'm the hypocrite, really.
Yeah. No, we both are because we cussed billionaires.
Yeah. We're just like, oh, Amazon Prime. Though.
There's only so much control you can have as a pawn on the chessboard. That's the way to look at this, yeah. Seriously.
You're making yourself feel better.
Yes. Listen, I'm trying to grow, man.
Let me reflect.
We are where we are in it. Look, I think with this now, they've essentially created a new fan base, which is, you know, like when Love Island is out, and you go on Twitter and Insta, and you just fucking see it everywhere.
It is.
And I'm cussing it as if I don't watch it. I do watch it. It's jokes. It's obviously all fucking nonsense because they're all going on it for one thing, which is fair enough, innit? Do you know? Get your bag, get your fucking bag,
Yeah.
But then, like when you feel like you're missing out almost, not watching it.
Yeah.
And Netflix has executed this thing perfectly when they bring out something like
That's so true.
Seaspiracy is the last one.
Yes.
Everyone spoke about it, and then all of a sudden, I've got to watch this because this person at work recommended it.
Fucking Bridgerton before that.
Bridgerton, and then you've got like
Love and Monsters is another one that's come out recently.
I didn't know that, but then you got even Social Dilemma stuff like that.
One.
You got the trial of. Is it
Fernando, Gabriel?
Fuck knows. There's all those documentaries. Making Murderer.
Yeah.
They've always got 2 or 3 that are like they're so moving at the time that they grab this fuck off audience.
Tiger King.
Oh my god! How can we forget that?
I mean,
so
that is just in a nutshell, especially with lockdown.
Yeah.
That in a nutshell,
captures everything we just said.
That captivated the globe.
Yeah.
I'm not even being dramatic.
No, it's actual facts. Like, look at it. Carol Baskins, like
she's got abused.
Well, she's flipped so much peas off this.
Ah shit, I don't know.
Like, she's got his part now, you know. She's like So anyway, I'm pretty sure she euthanizes them as well. I'm pretty sure. So
I don't know. Like
pop calling the kettle black.
Like. It's weird, man. I mean, this is like a whole.
Yeah.
We should discuss this, like throwback Tiger King. But like the cages she kept the animals in
weren't much bigger
anyway. Like just because you call something a sanctuary instead of a zoo, doesn't mean that the animals are being treated in any more.
She still like brings people in to look at them, doesn't she?
Yeah, for a profit.
For profits?
Allegedly, I don't know. I don't want to say anything.
Don't say allegedly. It's all in the documentary. We've seen it,
know.
Carol. Nah, I'm joking. But
I don't know. I just don't think we should be having tigers in fucking.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have tigers in.
Facts. Okay.
Just leave them alone. Jesus.
Separate topic. So this is what it creates. It creates this social thing in it. So we're talking about it now. We're talking about just Tiger King, yeah. But it has this effect. Like you're going to work. I remember last year. before COVID, and I was going into work. Have you watched this? Have you watched? Listen, no, I haven't. Do you plan? No, I don't plan on watching it. Yeah, because if I watch this, then there's gonna be 7 other things you suggest, and I'm gonna have to watch that. You get me? And that's what Netflix have done. And Netflix, them creating their own things, they're creating their own catalogue. You get me? Like, my issue with them at first was, are they going to be able to sustain having the content they've got? Yeah. Like, want people to get bored? But now, because they're fucking just shoehorning a lot of bullshit in, they're like, yeah, do you like this? How about this? How about Listen, Disney Plus might become like the bigger platform. Maybe they're doing it a bit better. I don't know. But that's a different thing. But yeah. As well as that, I want to know how their algorithm works, yeah? Because they do the thing where they constantly update. So they bring new films out, they take old shit off. Why did they take Attack on Titan?
I don't know. Did they take it off recently?
Yeah.
Like that's very strange.
February.
That's odd.
I felt like it was building... Like, if they put season 2 and 3 in there, it'd be like Avatar.
But bear in mind, obviously Netflix can't, like... Again, I don't know. But obviously, Netflix can't just get every show on.
They can't, but I feel like they
I reckon they took Attack on Titan off. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I reckon they took Attack on Titan off because, let's say, many of the fans who watched Attack on Titan have watched seasons 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Most of them probably have by this point. So they probably just couldn't keep, like... paying to keep it on, maybe,
but then,
and
do
then
you know
they
what?
couldn't afford to have...
You say this though, but then they kept Friends on there for time, and who the fuck?
Fuck it, loads of people. Honestly,
I
you'd be surprised.
But how rinsed is that material now? We're talking it's 2 decades.
It's from like E4, Comedy Central, Netflix. Where else?
Yeah, and they're even talking about like them doing, or has that been made? They're doing like another.
They're doing like a reunion.
Yeah, and oh god, see, this is what Netflix also creates. You create this stupid revival fan base. That's what we're gonna call that. The revival fan base. Yes. Yeah. You know what you fucking pricks did this to? You did it to Prison Break. Yeah. Prison Break already fell off a massive cliff. Yeah. And all you pricks that never watched it when it first came out. Oh, Prison Break's so good. Yeah, we know. We watched it when it was out. Yeah, all these fucking man watched it. Yeah, they made a season 5.
Was it bad?
It is the worst piece of shit ever created. Season 1, immaculate. Season 2, it's a bit iffy. Season 3, I still liked. Oh, I can't tell you how far it falls. After that, it's like a fucking market crash. Yeah, it's absolutely diabolical. And then season 5, they made it even more horrible. I didn't think that was possible, but they did.
I haven't watched one episode, so and I'm not gonna lie. I don't think
season 1 is like, you can compare it to like Game of Thrones, like some of their seasons. You're talking, that's how good it is. But yeah, anyway, back to the point. You create this like revival fan base of people who watch it like later down the line, and they're like, yeah, why isn't this being brought back? Leave it the fuck alone. Don't touch it.
I'm such a firm believer of like, just leave shit alone. Because chances are when you're going to bring something back, it's just not going to happen. I'm trying to think of one time that I've watched something that's been brought back and I'm glad of it.
You're going to have a fucking hard time.
My mind's drawn. I'm sure there's something.
There's nothing.
Comment down below.
You comment down below.
If
you got
revive something.
The answer is more than likely you won't have an answer for that.
I'm sure there's got to be something. I mean, more often than not, then it's no. Like, it's always turned out not very good, and just like a bit like they're trying to like just prod something that's just been laid.
Just leave it. It's like Game of Thrones.
It's like Lord of the Rings. Stop.
Oh God, stop. Yes, please.
I mean, I'm intrigued.
You're gonna watch it.
I mean, I will.
200 million.
All I'm saying is Peter Jackson said, "I'll help in the best way I can," because his knowledge is just outstanding. And it said like he has like dipped his kind of toe in and helped out, which I like. But did we need this? Did we need this? I didn't need it.
Yeah.
The Hobbit is a completely different tale.
So
it's a different story. So like I wasn't. I mean, it's not as good in my opinion, obviously, but I still wasn't that annoyed because I was like, well, The Hobbit's its separate book. Like they're not redoing it.
See, so this is what they're gonna do with Game of Thrones though, because they're gonna do.
Yeah, I've heard about.
They're gonna do one of the other books. So people up. I'm gonna watch that. Obviously, I know it's not a continuation of Game of Thrones where they left off. It's way before then, which is going to be fantastic because they'll actually have book content.
See, I wish they did this with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And did something in another age.
Ah.
Like, I would really enjoy like the fucking history on it. History on it is like extensive.
See, if the law's there, why isn't it being done?
I don't know.
We'll get the script.
Yeah,
to you,
I'll call Jeff. I'll call Jeff. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure that it's a retelling of
something that's
that
happened.
age.
Oh, okay.
The Lord of the Rings age.
So they're just redoing it?
I think it is. I don't know now. Imagine.
Oh, we need to relook. Okay.
I'm 99% sure they are just redoing. But
you know what they're doing? They're doing what Mortal Kombat have done. I think
500.
Yeah, just restarting their story. Like, honestly, it's genuinely a piss take now. I can't actually listen. I was such a big MK fan, yeah, but I actually can't be asked to watch Scorpion's origin story anymore because I think it's just been done over. I can't be asked to see the first Mortal Kombat tournament over and over again. I really can't. Mortal Kombat 1, Shaolin Monks. Mortal Kombat 9, the film, and you could maybe argue whatever the fuck IGN thought they were doing with their thing. Yeah, listen, stop restarting it. Either finish it or take it into the future because it can be taken there. You can bring new characters. Sorry, we're going off topic. But anyway. I've got to watch the film for me to be pissed about that. But it's point being, they're creating a fan base of people that like want these shows to come back, and I think you just lose all integrity when you listen to people that didn't originally watch it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you might have been fucking 3 years old and not able to comprehend, so I completely understand that. But the act of revival on something that is already dead. That's where the beauty lies. When it was alive and kicking, leave it the fuck alone.
I'm still trying to think of something that
you won't be able to, but comment down below if you think you've got anything, because I don't think you will. Should we just move on to? Yeah. Okay. So this is also a question that I really struggle to get an answer for, which is why it is in the topic list. So me and Joe, who is in the room behind us. So I just brought it up to him on off one, just like, yo, like, seriously, who's the greatest villain? Like, in everything? Like, we're talking horror films, besides me. Me, naturally, innit? But, like, who is, like, the greatest villain of all time? It's such a tough question. Like, how can you answer that? Because it takes into consideration everything. The quality of character, the backstory, you know. Just the look. The look is sometimes enough to, you know, really instill fear in you. So, you know, it's a really tough question. If you think yours can compete with ours, please definitely leave them down below, because I will give you an essay in a reply breaking down why mine is better. Personal challenge. But yeah, not even better. Just say who you think is the best villain. I'll be really interested to see. But yeah, that's why we're doing this today. So, we'll start off simply by naming who we're going to do. So, no surprise with them who it's going to be, but...
I have picked Sauron.
If you don't know, where's he from, Em?
It's from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But it's just probably, like, just a really, really, really quick summary. He's just the first, because I did think, like, of the obvious ones. Like, we talked about Joker for a bit, like Heath Ledger's Joker.
He's there.
Because he is just a chaotic figure. I did think about Lord Voldemort, because he's a pretty good one. But I did pick Sauron, and ultimately, it is because he's just, like, cracked, isn't he? Like, he's just vile. And I think he's a really good villain.
Yeah.
Every form that he comes in, etc. So, I know the Lord of the Rings is getting a bit tiresome. But,
there's going to be comments later like, is there anything else she can fucking talk about?
Talks about?
Yeah, go on.
You know what? Fair enough.
No, they won't be like that.
Yeah, they will. But, yeah, I just know the most about him. So, yeah.
Fairs. Mine is probably someone that everyone's probably familiar with, just because of recent times. But he deserves his.
He does.
He deserves the credit.
It's a good choice.
It's Thanos. It could have been Great Heath. You know what? It could have been him. It was a really big toss-up between the two.
Yeah, same for me. You know, like who else? Yeah, I mean, there's so many honourable mentions.
There is. I could. You know what? Bagul from Sinister.
Oh yeah.
It's like a terrifying entity.
Yeah.
Fantastic, because he is genuinely fearsome.
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
The teacher from Glee.
Is she the like
weird...
short hair? Yeah. I think I haven't watched it.
Picture her.
Yeah.
If
okay.
you know, you know.
So I'm trying to think of who else there is, but there's loads. There's loads of like
so
just
many.
bad, evil,
like
just genuinely evil characters in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is why it's such a tough question. But we've named them now. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down. Kind of similar to how we do Film Fire. We're going to have like 3 rounds. So the first one is going to be appearance and entrance. So I feel like when they first introduce villains, that's when you decide whether you're going to fear this guy or you're going to like this guy. You get me? Because there's some villains that are a bit fun. You get me?
Yeah.
They play it off and you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, kind of like him. He's going to lose in the end, but you know, I'll root for him. But that can have a really lasting effect. Now, the way... Do you want to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead then. So how does Sauron...
Okay, appearance and entrance. So I'm just going to be talking about the films.
Yes.
Just because if we get into like the books, it's just going to be...
come on.
Yeah.
We all know the films now.
Yeah. So, from the minute we see him, obviously, like, they're just explaining a little bit about the previous age.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in the beginning of Fellowship.
How many rings were there?
I don't need to.
There's a lot of rings.
I don't need to recount all this.
Yeah.
Watch it for yourself. But yeah, so essentially, Sauron comes in, and I remember as a kid watching this and being like, "Wow,
what the fuck?
Look at that! Look at this man. He is just. We see in battle the pure like violence of this man.
The destruction.
He's just got this like thing, and he's just like dashing.
He's just
people
swinging it
as if they're ants, and he's so big as well, and he's got this magnificent like helmet, and it's just pointy, and it's just, I mean, the design of all of this is just excellent.
It actually is. He's actually such a a fucking
and like his helmet emulates like Isengard and like the eye eventually later on in the film, like I always think. I think that was on purpose. His armour is just terrifying. Even down when they do the close up of his hand with the ring, you just see how terrifying. Like
even just when his one finger comes off, you realise the scale of this.
Yeah, and it's just
behemoth.
He is just so scary. And I remember, like, I watched all the behind the scenes stuff, and Peter Jackson, like, I think he did it with the Witch King of Angmar, which is like, you know, right at the end of Return of the King, where it's the blonde lady and she's fighting this massive guy. Peter Jackson was like, they gave him this mace, like this horrible like weapon, and it is diabolical how evil this thing
honestly
is.
It's just a big ball of destruction.
And Peter Jackson just said, make it bigger, make it bigger, make it bigger, and in the end it was no word of a lie. Like, and the costume designers were like, we can't physically make this any bigger, just so when they're swinging there, and this is applicable to, I think, to Sauron, because it's like, even when he's swinging his weapons, it's just so big and like it
Terrifying.
just kills 5 men at once.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Fuck
you
it.
are just nothing compared to this massive figure. And really, really quickly, every form that Sauron comes in appearance-wise is terrifying. The eye is just horrible and scary. It sees everything. Well, I mean, does it? Because he ultimately loses. But like, it sees mostly everything.
Yeah.
And well, that's why they had to get the hobbits in, because they're the sneakiest.
Yeah.
They could have, got past him the best that they could. And it's what else was I going to say? The mouth of Sauron in the extended. Watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a picture up.
Yeah, we'll see.
And it is just this horrible like set of teeth, and it's just so nasty. And like Aragorn's looking at it, and he's like, oh, and it's just so grim. And yeah,
I've got started now.
I've
got started.
Appearance-wise, it is some of the best.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I just don't get how you're going to argue.
Nah, you know what?
Because it's just...
I think I will hands down lose this round. But appearance-wise, Thanos doesn't look scary. Like, as a villain, I didn't think he was that scary until the entrance in Infinity War. So he comes he's on the ship, yeah. And you see Loki, you see Thor, and you see the Hulk. They're all on that ship, yeah. I'm thinking, yo, Thor's fucked up, and I'm thinking, you know what? This is a problem. This is a big problem, yeah. Loki's last legs, yeah. But they got the big gun, yeah. The big Hulk come out, slap this brother up, yeah. Big man, and he just comes out. And he just toys with him. Like, he actually just...
It is vicious.
He just slaps him up, punches him up, just murks, man. And he just stands there swinging his big fucking dick about. Like, who can touch me here? Like, not even his sidemen need to get involved at this point, because he's literally just creasing. Like, this is not even... He's not even got all the stones at this point, so this is what makes him even more fucking terrifying, yeah. He doesn't even have all this shit yet. No power-ups, but he's just buoying man up, yeah. So, we're at that point, and he's absolutely terrifying from that pretty much that scene, innit? Like, he's not even in his, like... Is he in his war get-up at that point? I don't know if he is. I don't really give a I don't even give a shit about his war armor and that, but he just looks like a monster.
Yeah.
But it's even down to his voice. The voice actor for him, like the facial expressions, the everything, is very powerful. So, yeah, when he comes in, it's mad. It's actually, yeah. We'll get into like why he's a great villain in a second, but yeah, based on appearance and entrance of buoying up everyone. Like, he actually doesn't give a shit. Like, even when they send Hulk down to Earth, man's just like, I don't care for him. Actually, you think that matters? With this job that I've got, yeah, it's still going to get done. But anyway, we'll move on to the motive. What are they doing? The villain's got shit to do. You get me? They got 2 hours to film. What the fuck are they going to do in those 2 hours? 4 hours in extended editions, of course. And in Infinity War, it's kind of like 3 hours long anyway. So, yeah, they've got a lot of time to be doing active shit. So, what is Sauron trying to achieve?
So, like most horrible villains...
Evil shit.
Power, evil shit.
Yeah.
Power, domination. Just wants to dominate Middle-earth.
All the good stuff. Yeah.
Just wants to dominate Middle-earth. Like, this is why I kind of picked him as a villain. And this is why I picked him over other people. Because I really didn't want to pick Sauron.
Yeah.
Because I've talked about Lord of the Rings so many times. And I thought there's got to be somebody who's eviler than him. Like, I really did think there's got to be somebody that's... And I did think Joker, just because he stood for so much chaos and, like, madness and horribleness. Like, you know, and I did think he could be good. But the reason why I picked Sauron is ultimately he just wants to rule over everything in Middle-earth.
Yeah.
Like, that's all he wants. And he
Not
will
a lot.
stand... Not a lot, then. And he will stand to do anything to get that. Like, he just wants to just rule over everything and just create this horribly dark, nation.
Yeah.
And that's all he really wants. And I think that's why I picked Sauron in the end. Because a lot of villains, there's a backstory to them. There's a reason why they're like this. If it's grief or if it's kind of something that's driven them to this, and we can kind of like sympathise with a lot of villains, and we can feel bad for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Whereas with Sauron, it's like one of those things where it's like there's none of that. This man is just
pure evil.
This demon is just evil down to his core.
Yeah.
He just wants literally, and he just wants one. He's got one goal.
Men only want one thing.
Men only want one thing.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Sauron wants one thing, and it is disgusting. But
Facts.
And like I say, there is no sympathy there. There is no understanding. It is just this Machiavelli horrible. I just want the Force, and I just want to rule over all of you.
Without you having a choice.
And
I hear that.
I'm gonna just do everything I can to get there. Just cause.
Just because.
I'm sure there is some like really, really deep lore as to like. I know there's a bit of like origin there. I think he was like a servant to this horrible guy before him.
Yeah.
That kind of stood, and it was like orcs and trolls and like goblins, and it was like a whole kind of, you know, it's that kind of group versus elves and men and dwarves, isn't it? So, and he was like a servant to him, but like other than that, I personally don't know of like any other thing that would make me understand this guy. Like, This is why I think he beats off Thanos. Sorry, Thanos has like. I mean, I'm not excusing it.
Yeah.
But he's got like a reason to do this, other than like, isn't his goal? I'm not saying it is, but isn't his goal in a way positive, more so than Sauron, who's just like, I just want to fuck you lot off, and I just want to be the ruler of everything. Yeah. Whereas Thanos is like, there's a reason why I'm doing this, and like, I'm trying to make things better. I think. Yeah. I've only watched like Infinity War once. So I don't know. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's it.
Well, this segues perfectly into why he wants to do what he does. So there's a scene in Infinity War where he's like on his home planet, and it's just fucking decrepit as fuck. There's nothing there. It's like I feel like it's that typical, you know, the protagonist, parents dead, family's dead.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man. That cliche is killing me. But yeah, it's like the typical thing, and like his planet was full of life and whatever, and then he said, "Yo, we haven't got enough like we haven't got enough resources, so she would wipe out half the population." And they looked at him like he's a madman and whatever. And then eventually, I think the planet does just fucking fall apart. Fuck knows how, but that's basically what his motive is. So what he does is he goes to different planets, and he literally takes this into his own hands and just wipes out half of the planet everywhere he goes. So he eventually finds people that he likes. I'm assuming these are all his fucking bum buddies that he gets along the way. Like Gamora's one of them. Fuck knows. I've picked him, just solely based off of those two films, just because of his presence and like his story.
He's a great villain.
He is, because
he is really good.
You know, it's the will. Like, this guy isn't gonna stop, and like the fear, like they're trying to outsmart him, and I just feel like he's just taking the piss out of them every time. Because there's like an analysis vid I watched. I can't remember who the fucking YouTuber is. But he was like, he gives this ultimatum with every stone, where it's like death or... It's basically death or give me the stone. Death or give me the stone. Like, he actually doesn't care about killing individual people, unless they're really in his fucking way. He doesn't care about that. He's just got one goal. Men just want one thing, and it's fucking disgusting. So he just wants to basically wipe half the population in the universe, because he believes making the population, like having less population, uses less resources, so it'll prolong life. Yeah, ultimately he's pro-life. Pro-life by taking half the population of the universe. It makes a lot of sense. But his will throughout the film, he sacrifices pretty much everything to get there, which is like, you don't see that from villains, and you kind of like sympathize with him at some points, even though he's just fucking massacring, man. But like, you kind of sense, yo, he's on a mission here. You get me? He's not. Oi, man's going to planet after planet, just boiling up everyone. Like, give me my fucking stones now, fucking right now, and you get some more, and it's wow, what a villain. Fuck, the third round, I feel like
you've kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
Now. The third round is execution. You can go into it a bit more.
So I think he executes his plan perfectly. Do you know why?
He kind of does.
He actually achieves his goal.
Yeah.
Most villains don't do that. However, reverse Uno card because of Iron Man, and he gets done over. But besides that, he actually achieves what he wants.
Yeah.
And then ultimately his downfall is, if spoiler alert by the way, like, is destroying the glove. Like, if he keeps the gauntlet with all the stones, you get me, like, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a very big problem, but he does it so it can't be undone, and just so no one can get this power again. Oh, how just and noble of you. Fuck off. But yeah, basically, what a fantastic villain. He executes his plan perfectly. He gets each individual stone because he can't be asked to let his stupid fucking henchmen do the work anymore. Listen, can't do it right. Listen, I'm gonna just do it myself, yeah? And he does it. He wipes out half the planet, no matter how much shit they throw at him, and then he just dips. He just dips like it's nothing. Like, he clicks and he's looking around, and it's like nearly taken his fucking life, and then he just dips like it's fucking nothing. And you see him just resting up.
Yeah.
He like posted,
I forgot about that.
posted, yeah, like, I've done a good thing today. What a bastard!
Yeah, if you think about it.
I've took half
He's
of it.
so calm.
Yeah, he's actually.
He's gone to bed knowing he's wiped out millions of lives.
Yeah.
He's gone to bed like.
Yeah, he's honestly smiling. And the worst thing is, like, that's like the last scene. It's him. It's him, like, looking over the sunset. You know what I mean? It's like some happy. Oh, it's insanity. But what a villain! Because even in Endgame, when they go back in time and he's realizing something ain't right here, like, something's not right, and then they end up beefing, and he's like, "Oh shit, this means I did it. Oi, this means someone is having to manipulate time to fucking stop me." Listen, what a man. Yeah, what a villain. He's on the list. He's not better than him. But if I have to say, like, because that's personal preference, innit? But in terms of, like, scale.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he's just at Gotham City,
yeah.
Whereas Thanos is like,
he's
let me
tearing up
manipulate time and space.
Exactly. He's tearing up the fabric
Fair
of the
enough,
universe.
You know, in terms of scale, because he beats over Sauron in that sense.
You get me? So, like, but then we're not basing it off that. But yeah, at the same time, that is terrifying to think there's a man who's got enough will to fucking crush half the universe in his hand.
Yeah.
Just click of the finger. But yeah, execution, let's go.
To be fair, I think you got me on that one. You got me there.
I'll take it.
Because Sauron ultimately does fail. Whereas Thanos kind of took things in his own hands, I feel like Sauron had to manipulate and, like, shit up so many people.
Yeah.
To do his dirty work, because he is just an eye at this point.
Yeah.
and
Fair
Saruman, like,
yeah.
who is like this powerful wizard doing his deed and like collecting armies and stuff.
I feel like, sorry to interrupt you. If you have played Mortal Kombat, what she's describing is Shinnok and Quan Chi. Little one for you. Fallen Elder God and a mad sorcerer.
I thought you were going to say something else, but never mind.
But yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I don't know Mortal Kombat. I wish I knew it a bit more.
It's good.
But now
it's
that
really
you said
good.
to me that every single game is the same thing.
Oh no.
I'm going to take my pick. I think I have played Mortal Kombat 9. I think.
9 is the one you've got. 10
Yeah.
is the one after that,
Yeah.
which is meh.
Yeah.
But then 11's alright.
But yeah, so Saruman is basically this wizard who his justification for this kind of going to Sauron's side, because Gandalf's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And he's just like, how do you think that we're gonna ever win this?
Yeah.
Like, how do you think? So Sauron shit up this man, this wizard, this powerful wizard who's arguably a bit more powerful than Gandalf the Grey at this point.
Yeah.
Like, how do you ever think that we're going to get out of this? Just join. It's just going to make your life so much easier. So whereas Thanos kind of took things into his own hands and was just like, let's have it.
Yeah.
Sauron kind of fear-mongered so many, like, things.
Yeah.
And manipulated so many things to do his bidding. I mean, it worked.
Thanos has that, but then I think with him, it's like, he actually doesn't care about taking life at this point. Like, taking individuals' lives, he's not on that. He's just like, just give me the stone. No? She'll die. I've got the stone now, and that's it.
I've got the stone.
It's simple. Like, it is, obviously, he's changing the events to fit in. But yeah, carry on, sorry.
No. Yeah, so, you know, so in that sense, he kind of executes it slightly differently. And just in terms of execution, it's just what you'd expect.
Yeah.
It is just horrible. Like, Hurukai breeding that.
That thing. Yeah.
Can we, let's be honest. That is so horrible. That should have been a villain in itself, because they were bred. He's birthed, and the first thing he does is kill somebody.
Yeah.
Because that is in their blood. That is like what they are made to do.
Yeah.
Like he's birthed, and the first thing he does, or the first thing he's biologically meant to do, is just kill something else. So, you know, imagine that with orcs, with kind of like goblins and trolls, just taking over Middle Earth, and just like, you know, all the villages that are just like being taken over, overrun, all the men that die, all the wars. It is just like a dictatorship.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just like a standard, like, all the lives that are lost from this.
Yeah.
It is just truly evil. Like,
tragic.
And you know, and when Frodo kind of sees, with the help of like Gladriel, like, he kind of sees the Shire. Because the Shire on the map is so far removed from Mordor. They probably, I mean, in my opinion, they probably would have been the last place to have been hit by this.
And they're the ones to go to Mordor.
Yeah, but like the Shire would have been the last place to feel the effects of what's happening.
Yeah.
And Frodo kind of sees that in like this vision, and it's just so sad, because the future of Sauron, should Frodo fail, is just pain, suffering, evil, torture.
Evil wins.
Working like hobbits in shackles, like working, being killed, being whipped, slaves, basically. It's truly horrible.
Yeah.
Execution wise, I mean.
So he's almost the embodiment of evil. Pure evil. This
is literally why I picked him. He just wants. I've said this before. He just wants to rule over every living being in Middle Earth.
Big facts.
In the most evil way humanly possible. So, I mean, execution-wise, I think this is where he kind of falls a little bit flat, because he kind of loses, doesn't he?
Yeah.
and he loses at the hand of two little hobbits.
The thing is, though, with this, let's give this is across everything, they're pretty much always going to fail, because we live in a time of happiness, happy endings. Oh, for Game of Thrones, if you think this has a happy ending. But most of the time, the hero's always going to prevail. Those are the facts, innit?
Yeah, so, like, fair enough, you know.
But up until that point.
He's doing really, really well.
Yeah.
And, yeah, execution-wise, it is just, I think just the spread across Middle Earth, and what the future holds, and what Sauron's willing to do, all the lives that are lost in those 3 films alone, is just truly horrible. So execution-wise, he's a piece of shit.
Fantastic. What a way to wrap up. So, well, that's our greatest villain of all time. Whoever you think should be it, please comment down below, and me and Em will take turns in telling you why you're wrong, or we might agree. I doubt it.
I'm sure there is a nastier villain.
There's some evil fuckers out there, but I don't want to go for the cliches, like you know, like your Freddy fucking and
Freddy
JC
Krueger,
and Jason and people like that, like Alien. I don't think they're like.
I'm trying to think of the scariest film.
You know, like there's levels to it. They haven't got the caliber of villain I'm looking for. You know what I mean?
See, and this is what I mean. I don't like it when films kind of do loads of sequels for the sake of it.
They lose integrity.
They do. But I do like to see kind of enough films to see enough of a villain. Yeah. Like, you know.
I think we get that with Thanos.
I think we get it with Sauron.
Fair. See, who's got that, like, who's got this CV? You get me?
Yeah, it's a CV. It is. It's a cover letter. It's like...
Hi, I'm Thanos the villain. But look at the destruction I've caused today. But seriously, who is matching up in it? Yeah. I don't think you'll find anyone, but please comment down below. But yeah, I just thought it's a good question, man.
It's an excellent question.
Makes the cogs turn, man.
You should do like villain, but like every kind of character trope. The best hero of all time.
Let's do hero then. Hero's next then.
That's not going to be as fun, I don't think.
Nah, because the hero in every film is always different. Their struggles. Because you've got heroes that like do the wrong thing, but then they still prevail. Yeah. You get me? So like
it's like you get heroes that are just like written perfectly, like this perfect character, like this. I think somebody kind of said this about Aragorn a little bit, and I got a bit like, yo. But Aragorn is a perfect man. Like he is a perfect hero, but is he too perfect?
Is he?
Think about it. Like he does quite literally nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He's brave, he's courageous, he's sensitive, he's like so good to his woman.
Kind of like Ned Stark.
Yeah, and he's almost like there is no like con to this hero.
Yeah. So like some heroes have that where like to be the hero they have to lose everything. So it's like at what cost? You have some of those heroes, then you have the heroes that do wrong and then they turn right.
You have like the kind of
the arc in
boy.
it.
Yeah. Like
they have an arc, like a bad arc. So that's sneak peek into next podcast, basically. See, ideas just get born out of this shit, man. Creativity all there. So yeah, you know what time it is.
Oh, I hate this.
We haven't done this in person for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the greatest segment on planet Earth returning. It's Yeet Mountain. And when I say yeet, I mean yeet! Listen.
You've destroyed everything.
I don't give a fuck. We're back in person. You didn't think that was going to be the loudest. This week I might not win. Listen. I've just come loud today because we're coming proper, in person, live in the flesh.
Headphone users, I'm so sorry.
Fuck the headphone users. Everyone's definitely wearing headphones listening to it.
Know.
But yeah,
apologies
for that. I'm going to have to get Em to edit that, I'm
going to be like, cracking the
each individual line.
Like, oh, fuck it.
Em's got a job to do after this, basically. But yeah,
I will.
Yeet Mountain. Sorry to no one. If you don't know what this is, basically, me and Em are both going to have 30 seconds on the clock. We're going to both put up our personal pet peeves, why we dislike them, and why they should get dashed off our lovely Yeet Mountain. Piling up the corpses right now. It's all light-hearted. Please don't cry about this. But yeah, 30 seconds on the clock, me and her.
Prepared?
We are prepared this week. So I had mine just before the podcast. It's a bit weak this week. It is. Yeah.
I'm scared we've picked the same thing,
Nah, I don't think we have. But it could be.
If
maybe.
It is.
Imagine it.
If it is, I don't know what to do.
I'll let you go first then, because...
Okay.
Okay, so Em's going to go first. 30 seconds on the clock. Go.
My Yeet Mountain are bouncers that have a massive power trip at clubs and just go ham for absolutely no reason.
That is...
Just, honestly, calm down. Your life is shit, probably.
Yeah.
You're taking it out on young people, trying to have a good time, relax, sit down, just enjoy yourself. I mean, I just don't understand the reason. They're just going through a power trip. They're just trying to... They are Sauron. Like, They are just trying to do this whole thing, sit down, chill out, just fucking have a day off. I hate
Fair
them.
enough. I think you wrap
Some
that
of them,
up.
fair enough, deserve,
You know what?
They have a hard job. I'm not going to carry on. But they have a hard job, but some of them, we know.
Yeah, we know.
I'm going to leave it there.
You know what? That's a good one, you know. I don't know.
I get so triggered.
Nah, I do. I hear it.
What are you, like, chill? Like,
I hear it. Listen, there's no arguments over here. If you win this week, I ain't complaining.
some people deserve to be dashed out the club.
It's
Don't get me
facts.
wrong.
Some man do.
But
some of them
for the
man.
most part,
Nah,
it's not.
it's true.
It's too much.
It's true.
And it's like,
Nah, you're
you're
not.
just doing this on purpose now.
This is good.
Because
I
you
like
think
this.
you're hard.
So, how the fuck do I beat that then?
Have you picked a green bell pepper?
I haven't. I've picked red. No.
Oh,
The thing is, I'm gonna come with mine now, and although it is personal, it's a personal pet peeve. I feel like people could maybe relate, but 30 seconds.
You ready? 1,
Let's go.
2, 3, go.
So my Yeet Mountain this week is GMB. Good morning, Britain. All of you, from the cameraman, from the fucking Don who gets coffee, Philip Schofield, Holly Willoughby, Eamon Holmes, his fucking wife.
You said good morning, Britain? That you're talking about this morning?
They're all the same thing,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
They're all the fucking same thing. They're all fucking shit. All of you, you pieces of shit, instill hate and fucking divide. Fuck yourselves. Listen. That's fucking Yeet Mountain, bitch.
Did you want to go for a bit longer? Because I thought you got it wrong and I kind of...
It doesn't matter, because it's the same thing, alright?
When you said Philip Schofield, I was like, don't you mean this morning? But
They're all the same thing.
They are.
GMB,
It's
this
on
morning.
TV, innit?
It's fucking horseshit, yeah. That's mine, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, if you go on there... If you even dare, go on their video and fucking listen to my podcast, yeah. Don't even step to me, fam. Don't ever watch my shit, if you're watching their shit. No gas. I'm not even gassing that, Swear down. If you actually watch their content and you enjoy it, don't come to my thing. Big facts. Anyway, so I've sent for all the audience. Like, I like that sometimes. I like that Holly.
I like it.
She's nice.
I like
Listen,
Alison Hammond.
they're all fucking. Listen, we've done the topic on this.
Do you think... Okay, side note. Do you think Good Morning Britain has improved since Piers has gone?
I haven't watched it when he was there. Now he's gone. I was just glad he doesn't have the influence. There's going to be another fucking prick, and they're still going to get their fucking agendas behind. One of the things, I think Joe might have told me this, like, when they had, like, Boris on, they were gassing it, taking pictures, jokes. Our fucking boy, Jezza Corbyn, went on, and they were like, are you going to apologise for being anti-Semitic? No, but, like, live on air. Yeah, say you're fucking sorry. Fam, shut the fuck up, man, you fucking pricks. No, we're gonna go past 30 seconds.
That's fine, to be honest.
Anyway.
They really should objectively talk to politicians.
This is why we're objective. We're progressive. I don't just come on here and start saying divisive shit without saying a solution. You get me?
They should be objective with all of them.
They're not. They're biased. And you fucking people fall for it. They fall for it. Oh no, but Philip Scott... Oh, but he's so nice and he's on the fucking cube or whatever the fuck it's called. Fuck off, man. You pricks, man. Dickheads. Nah, I swear down. Anyway, I'm fuming. I'm foaming at the mouth out of You know them ones. Listen.
I'm foaming at the mouth.
That's Yeet Mountain. I hope you fucking enjoyed it.
You know what's annoying?
Go on.
You've pulled it back now.
What?
Because I said mine and I was like...
Nah, because I like that though. I think yours, because everyone's had that run in. I don't think you can be.
Honestly.
How can you be a person in Britain and not have that run? You can't. Facts. Even I don't know if you're from fucking anywhere else watching this, but you definitely have had that run in here.
You've got to have had that run in.
So yeah, man.
Just like, can we not?
Yeah.
Can we not?
Listen,
Fun.
that's Yeet Mountain. Listen, I've had fun. This has been a good podcast. I think it was decent. So yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the Late Night Phovcast, the podcast you never knew you needed. As I said, if you like the video, please like it. I'm asking twice now. You get me? I'm asking 2 times. 2 whole times. If you don't like it, please dislike it at the very least. I will take that as a personal attack, but I'll still rate you for disliking it. But yeah, now
Please
thank
like the
you.
video.
Yeah, thank you. Now please do. Yeah, follow all the socials. They'll be at the start of the vid. You'll probably see it there. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We're out of this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Sick.
Come on then.